Hello, welcome back. We are back with another rocking chair chat. I'm actually going to show you things today though. It's not just going to be me sitting and talking. I will have visuals. So today I want to talk about how we're memorializing and remembering and keeping the memory of our daughter Ava alive, just going forward, what our plans are, what we've done so far, what other people have done for us to help with that. Something I've realized over this past month is the natural progression of people checking in and sending well wishes and just being focused on this has lessened. They're going on with their own lives. Life goes on. They have other things to worry about, to focus on. And I've started to sort of feel a little bit lonely in the memory of Ava, in the memory of her, and just being in this cloud of everything that has happened. As hard as it is right now, I feel very strongly that I want the memory of her to be something that is just around us in our everyday lives and not something that we only think about or focus on on special occasions or on certain days. As life goes on, as the days pass, I am noticing her and things more often, and just things are reminding me of her all of the time. And that's actually really hard right now. It's not encouraging. It is painful. But I'm hoping that as time goes on, that won't be the case. I'm hoping that as time goes on, if it doesn't bring a smile to my face at least, I'm hoping it will bring more happy memories of her, rather than just pain. And another part of this is everyone keeps saying that I am a mother and reminding me of that and trying to be encouraging. And I have in fact been trying to remind myself of that and like saying that to myself as sort of an affirmation, I guess. But in my mind, the way I see it is there's a difference in saying that I am a mother and getting to be one. So in an effort to actually get to be her mother in some small way, whatever ways that I can conjure up going forward throughout life. This video is going to be sharing ways that we've already honored her, ways that we plan to honor her, and ways that friends and family and just the greater community we have found to honor her and intend to do so throughout time. Okay, this is the first thing. This is the most special thing. This is her urn. It's a little blue bird. Her ashes are in here. We had to wait almost 2 weeks after she was born to get this back with her ashes in it. And as painful as it is to have her in here, the waiting period of that, like waiting for her to be ready to be put in the urn where we could bring it to them and have them put her ashes in here, was extremely difficult. My husband picked this out while we were still in the hospital, and he just thought it was the most perfect thing, and I completely agree. It's so pretty. So this has been sitting on our dresser in our bedroom, and I say good morning to it every morning. We both say good night to it every night, to her. Sometimes I'll just hold it and stare at it. I'm gonna set this down, and hopefully the rest of these things don't make me cry so much. Okay, some of the things that I have on this list are things I don't physically have with me right now, but I will put them on the screen, photos of them if I can. The next thing is flowers. I can't remember if I already mentioned this in one of the last videos. I feel like I probably did. But when we got home from the hospital, after giving birth to her and saying goodbye to her, we had the first flowers in our garden of the year blooming, besides the tulips and daffodils from spring, the first summer flowers. And I didn't think that I had planted that many yellow flowers, but our whole garden was blooming in yellow when we got home. And Yellow is the color that I've always associated with her from the very beginning. We have seen random yellow flowers pop up, the lilies, the yellow lilies that grow here occasionally. I've never seen them growing in our property, and they popped up in a bed that we've never had them grow in, just like a week or so later after we lost her, and they're still blooming over there, which is really interesting, really cool. It felt special. So I will always have yellow flowers in my garden going forward, just as a reminder of her. And the ones that are blooming this year feel really special, even though I didn't even intend for that to be the case. In addition to just the yellow flowers, I have bouquets that I've been making out of the garden, just pretty flowers, not necessarily yellow ones. But I've been trying to keep a fresh bouquet on our dresser next to her urn, her little bluebird. I've been enjoying going out there and picking and making little bouquets for her every week. That feels so special, and it feels like one of the only tangible things that I can do. I didn't intend for the flowers to be made into bouquets for my daughter's urn, obviously, this year. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't even know that we were going to be pregnant when I ordered these flower seeds back in October or January or whenever I got them. I'm wishing that I had more flowers that dried better. So I do have a friend that I know is growing flowers for drying specifically. So I asked her if I could steal some of them from her to make Ava a dried bouquet for winter and the season where we don't have fresh flowers, so she still has a bouquet next to her. Okay, I have a whole box of things over here. So the next thing that I have is her photo album, which we still haven't filled out. I showed it to you guys in the last video, just on the shelf, but it's empty right now still. I haven't been able to make sufficient time to sit down and fill it out with the photos and write all of the notes in it that I want to, but I did get one that you can put the photos in, and then it has the like middle section over here where you can write notes. So I want to write notes about all of our happy memories with her, but I want to sit down with Taylor and do that together, and it just hasn't worked out yet to be able to do that. But I do have all sorts of photos printed. You can see how many there are here. I have them from her birth, and then ultrasound. I printed extras. She's sucking her thumb in that one. Photos of the nursery project. So yeah, just any special moment that I could kind of cling to from this pregnancy, since obviously we didn't get very much time with her. I wanted to save everything I could. And then I've showed you this multiple times, but I have her journal, which is very well filled out, but I intend to keep adding to it, just again on those special days or moments where I'm thinking about her and want to write something down. There's still space in here to do that. So the next category of things I have here is like keepsakes. I feel like I haven't been able to properly think through this, like what ways I want to memorialize her in like a keepsake format, I suppose. I've just been so overwhelmed with the weight of everything that's happened and the chaos of the last month that my brain's still foggy, too foggy to really see what I want that to look like, but I feel like I'm starting to get an idea. Things that we already have are this box from the hospital. I have another special box with all of her pregnancy tests and some other things in it that I'll show you in a second, but this is the box from the hospital. It has her little hat and her little crochet blanket that they gave her. These are the things that I was saying are like the only things that were ever truly hers because she wore them. We took photos of her with her in the hospital wearing those. My t-shirt that I wore in the first video on this channel, this is the shirt that I gave birth to her in. It's one of my favorite t-shirts, and I decided after that video that I need to retire it because I just want to keep it forever. Keep it special. We'll keep it in this box. The hospital gave us this little candle to light for her. Very, very faint because her feet were so little, but little footprint impression. don't know if you'll be able to see it. My hospital bracelets in here, her little footprints again, and her recognition of life little birth certificate thing, again with her footprints, just tiny little footprints. So that's all of the stuff the hospital gave us, plus the t-shirt, and I want to keep those in this special box. This box is one that I got when I found out I was pregnant with her, just as a way to keep her memories throughout pregnancy in general. This also has some photos that I need to put in the album. They are like our announcement photos, ultrasound photos, pregnancy tests. I have a few of the line tests in here too. Some people aren't going to understand this, but when you are dealing with infertility, you take a lot of pregnancy tests and a lot of ovulation tests. So I wanted to make sure the pregnancy was getting stronger, just like for peace of mind, I guess. I don't know. I took tests watching the line get darker and darker until it was like a dye stealer, like the test line was darker than the control line. So I saved all of those. I have paperwork from her first appointment with my first ultrasound. I have a daffodil folded in some paper pressed from telling Taylor about her. And then I have this little painting of when I told one of my best friends about her. We did like a painting and guessing game, and it says telling Auntie Marta on the back. So that's everything that's in that box. I usually keep the journal in here too. Her bunny. This is what I told Taylor about her with. This is something I've had for years in hopes that I would get to tell him about a baby someday. And I got to do it in the way that I had always dreamed of doing it, and it was very special. But I have been sleeping with this ever since we came home from the hospital. It's newborn sized, so it's very comforting to hug and hold if I feel like I need to hold something small. This has helped me through a lot of tears. I have 2 baby books actually. One of them I had gotten, and it's supposed to be from pregnancy through 18 years. So I'm gonna keep this as hers, and we'll fill out the sections we can. It has future notes that you can write to your kids in it. So I might add notes through here throughout the years in here. And then I got this specifically after we lost her. This is a baby memorial journal. It's a baby book for babies that you've lost, and it's called In Memory of You. So it's specifically for miscarriages or stillbirths or infant loss, and it has like journal prompts, and it doesn't obviously go through like the full 18 years like the other one does. It's more specific and focused on like pregnancy and everything. So I want to fill both of these out. I haven't gotten the chance to work on those yet, but now that I have the photos printed, I'm hoping to start working on these. The next thing I don't actually have finished, but I am working on an embroidery hoop project to go next to her little bluebird as well. I'm working on another one for a friend that's also partially finished, but I'll show you. It's kind of like a floral bouquet with the letter. I have a friend that she was 10 weeks ahead of me in pregnancy, and she's also welcoming a little girl in September. So I am making this as a gift for her baby shower. And her little girl's name starts with an H, so this is what I'm working on right now. And I'm gonna do Ava's after I finish hers because I need to get that to her soon. And they'll probably be different colors, but similar style, just with all of the little roses, and I don't know, I think it's so pretty. It's been a fun project to work on in the evenings. 2 things that I am in the process of working on that I don't have physically with me. I am going to get her a Christmas ornament with her birth stats on it. I have it picked out. I actually asked my mom to get it for me for Christmas this year. It's like a little baby boot, and it's like silver. It's really cute. I'll put a picture of it. And then a Christmas stocking. We were originally intending for my friend to order these things for us so that we didn't know if the baby was a boy or a girl and she could surprise us with the name. So I still intend to get her a Christmas stocking and include her in that for Christmas time. Still hanging it on our mantle. I'll show you the one I'm gonna get. And then lastly, the thing that I am in the process of, haven't finished yet, but I'm working on it, is a breast milk jewelry, which sounds interesting because I have been trying to get my breast milk to stop, but everything that I've tried so far hasn't worked. And I was like, you know, this will be the only time that I'm making milk for her that was meant to be for her. So if I'm gonna still keep making it, I guess I'm gonna collect it and collect enough and just keep it frozen until I get enough, these little bits at a time, to make some sort of milk jewelry out of it. And they like send kits, you can get kits for it to do it yourself. So I'm planning on doing that. Probably will make a necklace for it, but I don't have quite enough yet. And as soon as I have enough, I will be talking to the specialist when we go into our next, like our 6-week follow-up appointment, and the MFM high-risk specialist appointment, talking to them about actually getting it to stop, getting more medicine or whatever I need to help stop it, because I know what I'm doing right now is just prolonging it, but I figured just for a very short period I could collect it and try and get enough to do that, just as another special thing for her. Next, I'm going to talk about the things that others have done. Friends, family, people on YouTube, people, friends on Instagram, just our whole community of people. The biggest thing is just so many messages, so many kind messages and comments. They're really hard for me to read, but I do read them all. And I don't always have it in me to respond to everybody, but they've been very encouraging. Some of them have been painful to read, but I appreciate them all still, even just the intention of kind words. I can feel how much love we have around us and how much everybody cared about her. I mentioned in the last video that we had friends bring us meals, multiple friends bring us meals. We had people send grocery orders for delivery, just to drop them off at our house because we're a long distance from a lot of our friends and family. People sent Venmo so we could get meals delivered and to not have to worry about cooking. And then we've also had a million people send cards, just like so many things. There's so many. People have sent us gifts to our P.O. box, gifts to our house. I've had all these cards sitting on the table. There's so many of them. This isn't even all of them. A moment that really stopped me in my tracks with all of this was just about 2 weeks after she was born was Father's Day, and it was 2 days before my birthday. We had all of these cards for Ava, and just cards that were saying like, you're in our thoughts, we're so sorry, all that kind of stuff. A whole table full of cards mixed between 30th birthday cards and Father's Day cards, first Father's Day cards, and all of these for Ava, for the loss of our baby. That was an intense thing to experience, just seeing all of those mixed together. It really makes you just realize like how fast life happens and how quickly things can catch you off guard. It's not something I would have ever expected to be experiencing all at the same time. I've had so many people send me such special messages with photos of yellow flowers or yellow flowers on mugs that they've passed, or like while they're shopping, or just like something yellow, specifically yellow and flower related. People that I don't necessarily know like personally, just people who follow us on Instagram or our YouTube channel, or they know us in some way, but we're not, like, I've never talked to them outright, have been sending me messages with those. And that's just so sweet and kind. And I appreciate that so much. Something else I don't have in here with me, it's outside in a pot right now, and I need to get it into the ground this weekend. But one of my friends that I met on Instagram via YouTube, just like being in the YouTube world together, we've known each other for years at this point, she sent a yellow rose to us. I'll put a picture of what it's going to look like when it blooms. And that was very, very, very special. And I'm so excited to see that grow and blossom and add so much yellow to our garden in the future. Other than flowers, we have received some other special, like, specific gifts. I'll show you this one first. I'm gonna have to put a picture in here too, probably, because it's not gonna show up on camera. This is a little charm bracelet my best friend sent me for my birthday. And it has a little charm on it that says Ava Ann and her birthday, and then a little birthstone on it. It's one of the most special gifts I think I've ever received. I'm not gonna like read the card or anything, but it was very, very thoughtful of her, and it means so many more things than just for Ava. It is very special. The next thing that was a gift from my mom was this little stone slate thing for the garden, and it says, "And in my heart I carry you still, Ava Ann," and her birthday. Some little toes on it, little feet. I have to figure out exactly where I want to put this out in our garden. I want it to go somewhere that I'm gonna keep up on weeding so I don't lose it out there. And as of right now, I'm still not really physically able to do weeding, so the garden's a mess. So I haven't put this out there yet, but it will go out there eventually. I just need to get caught up on that and find a special spot for it. Something else my mom sent, and I think she sent it on accident, she said, but is these wind chimes. These are gonna go on the front porch. They say I'll always wonder who you would have been. And again, her birthday and her name forever in our hearts. This is gonna go on our front porch. I just need Taylor to hang it up, and I need him to spray a sealant on this so that it doesn't get moldy because we have such high humidity here. So again, this is not hung up yet, but I am intending to do so very soon. Right now I just had the wind chimes hanging in our kitchen window, which I actually enjoy seeing them in the window every day. We've had two friends send us little sun catchers, and they're very different. They're different from each other, and they're both super pretty. And I cannot wait to hang both of them up in our nursery. I'm actually very excited. Once we get the nursery done, that room has the best sunlight in our house. So these are both in the kitchen window right now too. These are both from two separate friends. One of these has a little moon with a forget-me-not flower in it. They're both just so pretty. This one has little footprints. It's gonna remind us of her every time. I just know it. And then the last thing that I wanted to put in here, this section, was this watercolor art. And this is so beautiful. It is her profile from our last ultrasound session at the elective ultrasound place that we've been going to. Her sweet little face. Honestly, it's almost life size. Like when she was born, it's pretty close to how big her body actually was. This has also been sitting next to her little bluebird on her dresser, and I stare at this thing like multiple times a day. And this is from our ultrasound technician who got to write in the little card for us. It's a girl to send to my best friend, and she took extra time with us in that ultrasound, and then she sent this to us after I had emailed her and let her know that the video that we got from that last session and all of the photos are like the last
some of the last special memories, happy memories we have of Ava. And I just wanted to say thank you to her because without her offering that service and sending the video and everything after, like, we wouldn't have that. And it's so special and I cherish them so much now. And after I emailed her and said thank you for that, she sent this. And I just thought it was so sweet. And I'm really grateful. We have such kind people in our life. The next thing that I want to go through is just things that we have planned that we haven't done yet. Like they're in the plans for what we want to do at some point, but they're not fully worked out yet. I mentioned earlier, always making sure we have some form of yellow flowers in the garden. That's an easy one. We intend to plant a magnolia tree, a yellow magnolia tree. I think it's butterfly magnolia is the variety, behind the house so that we can see it when we're looking out the window. And eventually, if we build the back deck, we'll be able to see it right off the back deck and everything. We haven't done that yet because it has been 100 degrees or more lately here in North Carolina where we are. And it's just not the ideal time to plant trees. So we're waiting until fall or winter to do that. And I'm thinking if we can try and make it happen around her due date, I would like to do that. Just as a special way to honor that day. I don't know necessarily how I want to work this in, but I feel like I want to leave some sort of candle or a place setting for her at holidays. Gosh, I didn't think this video was going to be as hard for me as the other ones, but I'm having a hard time. A place setting or a candle lit for her, specifically at birthdays and holidays. If we have kids in the future, just letting them know about her and talking about her. Okay, nursery plans. We've been renovating our house for 4 years now, just like bits and pieces at a time. The nursery, we completely tore apart. Our house had mold in it when we first moved here, and so we've slowly been replacing drywall and flooring and all of the things like as we go. And that room we weren't really using, so we have torn out the drywall, ceilings, walls, everything, insulation, completely redoing the room. Like, it's a full renovation in there. And we were intending to paint that room a specific color. It was a blue. And now I've decided that I want to do it yellow. Just to make it feel like it's still her room in some way. Even if she never got to use it. If and when we do conceive again, decide to start trying and all of that, I want to make her a part of my pregnancy announcement to Taylor, like telling him I'm pregnant again in the future if I get the chance to do that. I don't know how yet. Her announcement to him was so special and so exciting, and I had planned it for so long, and I'm just struggling to think of a way to make another one just as special. So, to be determined on if that happens and how it happens, but I will obviously show you if that time comes. I have written down that we want to celebrate her birthday, probably this first year, her due date especially, if not in the future too. And then a couple of other days that I have since become aware of since joining this club are Wave of Light Day, which is October 15th every year, lighting candles for miscarriages and infant loss, stillbirths. I'll put links in the description if you want to read more about it. And then Incompetent Cervix Awareness Day, which is March 4th, and that's what we think that we're dealing with here. So that's something that I'm going to be probably posting about and thinking about when the time comes around. That's almost the exact day that I found out that I was pregnant with her. I don't know if we want to do donations or just participate in like the Wave of Light thing with the candles. having special time set aside to like reflect and remember on those days. And then something else I thought of for her birthday in the future. I don't know how to go about doing this yet, so we still have to figure that out, but I want to donate to these boxes that they give when you lose your baby in the hospital, like the little crochet hats and blankets. If there's like other things, I don't crochet, but if there are other things that we can contribute to those boxes for other people having to go through this in the future. That's something I feel really strongly about. Otherwise, besides all of the physical things, we have been talking about her often, obviously just like in our grief, but in moments of happiness too. I catch myself saying like, Ava would have loved this, or this is gonna sound silly, but we lost one of our favorite chickens this week and Taylor was having a really hard time, and my first thought was that Ava's gonna get to meet her now, like they're gonna be friends. And often we've been like watching our ducks or our birds out in the garden and we're like, oh, I wish that she got to experience this. It would have been so fun to watch her chasing them around and meeting them and growing up with them. And so now her and Buttercup get to be friends. And then also for other random things like, oh, like we'll be eating something for dinner, and I'm like, you know, Ava really liked this meal when I was pregnant with her. We get ice cream or root beer float or something. I'm like, this was Ava's favorite food, root beer floats, because it's what I was craving all the time. Trying to keep her in happy moments too, not just sad ones. The last thing I'm going to say is that obviously these things aren't going to take away the grief and they're not going to bring her back, but I feel like they're allowing Taylor and I to actively be her parents in some way. These are all the ways that we can continue to show our love for her, because becoming her mom and dad didn't end the day we had to say goodbye to her. She's something that we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. Thank you for listening. Thank you for continuing to listen and help me honor Ava. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.